Okay, so Sunday Night Football, a much better game than that crap Browns game. Packers 30, 49ers 28. Did you guys see the icy post-game handshake between
I saw you tweet
the Flower and the
Well, do you know what the speculation is?
Was that speculation? LaFleur's furious that
how do you know?
People have talked about it. It's been reported.
Okay.
There was someone who's telling the story. Was it Mike Silver? It was Silver. Mike Silver of NFL Media had this like tweet thread, and apparently there was a FaceTime before the draft between Jets coaches and 49ers coaches. Okay. And Matt LaFleur is on there because he's obviously Mike's brother and now the OC in New York. And Kyle Shanahan comes in. And he's like, hey, he said something like, he's like, you've already got your quarterback. You don't need to draft a quarterback. You already got him. The guy from Green Bay. He's like, ha, ha, ha. He's like, tell your brother to call me. He's like, yeah, about that. Or something along those lines. It got awkward. And like Kyle Shanahan and Mike LaFleur are boys, like friends. And they were not talking at midfield.
Matt LaFleur.
Shanahan's post-game quote was, quote, I think I was pissed about the game. It ended on the last play. I wasn't trying to hang out too long in the middle of the field, unquote.
What last play was he angry about? They won.
No, Shanahan said that.
Shanahan said that.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, well, no one was, Brinson wasn't, at least we tweeted out.
You guys are all bearing the lead. This is another kicker game that ended on an amazing kick. 51-yard field goal from Mason Crosby. My goodness.
Yeah, I have a couple. I mean, that was amazing. I didn't think he was going to make it. He smoked it. And credit to Mason Crosby. Here's my question. I have several questions. It was a great game to watch. Very exciting. Great way to end week 3 on Sunday night. Anyway, why is Davante Adams out there after he got knocked out? Like, I mean, what is this 1987? Like, what do we do? He was clearly. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I didn't check him out in the blue tent. He looked to me to be out the way he was laying on the field with his eyes like half gazed and his mouth open after, he got clocked by Jimmy Ward.
I'm not a doctor, but he looked fine on the final drive.
That's funny and all, but the reality is you have neurologists on the sidelines, and like clearly they cleared him. But if someone gets knocked out, you're sending him back in 5 minutes later.
This would have been a whole bad. I mean, it was a bad look for the NFL anyway, but the fact that play didn't get flagged, I mean, that was literally the most obvious penalty.
Why was that a penalty?
Because he got hit in the head.
There's horrific.
He took a head-to-head shot.
There's a head-to-head shot.
Hold on. First of all, shoulder hit his sternum, we'll say.
And then helmet.
Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. And simultaneously, his side of his helmet hit his chin. It didn't hit him in the head. It wasn't leading with the crown of your helmet. And you did not answer my question. Why is he back out there, whether it's a penalty or not?
I would agree. He was back out there way too soon. But
he should not have been out there again.
So in college football, the way it works is
that's targeting in college football.
Yeah, he's ejected his 15 yards.
If they were to review that and it was college
football, they could have reviewed it. They would
have been suspended for life.
No, he would have reviewed it. 15 yards, and he's ejected. And yes, they said Davante Adams was asked afterwards. He's like, I did not have a concussion. I'm playing next week. But yeah, it's crazy that he was back out there 2 plays later. If that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he's not back out there. Or
if you look at the stat line, Aaron Rodgers was thrown into one person. He was thrown to Davante Adams, and Davante Adams concussed or not. And the
49ers lost all their cornerbacks, and so Rodgers just feed it to Adams, and they're just playing one-on-one coverage against him.
Yeah, but you can't. I mean, they're playing zone in the last drive, and he's wide ass open to set up that game winner. And again, to Mason Crosby's credit, he had to kick the 51-yarder. He did it. So 75%. Rodgers in prime time. Oh boy, these are anti-Andy Dalton numbers. 8-0 in prime time, 75% completion, 26-1 pass touchdowns to interception ratio. Eesh, I can't believe they won that game.
They were 17-0. I was here's the thing is that when the 49ers scored their game-winning touchdown, look, I know you cannot control when you get a touchdown. You kind of have to take it when you can.
34 seconds, no timeouts, though. I think you're
getting to the 1 yard line, if Juszczyk would have gone down and gotten tackled, you have 3 timeouts at the 1 yard line. And then you can just run the clock. That you have the final play of the game, and Packers never get the ball back. And so,
but wait, what if Shanahan's concern is that on the previous drive when Garoppolo threw the ball backwards,
he's going to do that again?
That's what you have to be worried about.
So I think that's dicey because you can't guarantee that you're going to score a touchdown from the 1 yard line, but
Correct. Right,
you
right.
also don't
But
want
you
to
had
put
3
the ball back in.
timeouts, or at least 2 timeouts in, right?
I think that.
And when Aaron Rodgers has carved you up the whole entire game, you also don't want to give him the ball back. So I would have felt better having the ball at the 1 yard line with 3 timeouts than scoring with 37 seconds left and Aaron Rodgers having the ball.
I don't know.
And I will say one other thing about that is that the 49ers should have squib kicked it after that touchdown. That's why you squib kick it, is to run time off, because it has to be fielded.
Have to field it,
field
and
the play.
Right. It burns
at
least 80, like some seconds, and the other team doesn't have any timeouts.
And if you kick a touchback, 0 time goes off the clock, and they start the 25. I mean, squib kick, the guy might fall in at the 15. They don't even get to the 25.
Correct.
So I don't know what Shanahan is just like. Is he the king of just late meltdowns? I mean, it's out of hand.
That seems unfair.
I mean,
does it? Did you
no,
watch?
it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't seem unfair. I mean, so they didn't have a winning record last year. I mean, there's some questions to be answered. You can make all the faces you want there. Trying to think of someone who makes faces. The bitter beer guy. Remember that guy from Keystone Light? Bitter beer face. There it is.
They
Keystone.
Look, if you're Kyle Shanahan had 3 or 4, he had 3 timeouts and multiple plays where he felt like he could get in from the 1 yard line.
I'm fine with him scoring when he did. I don't have any issue with that.
Okay. Oh, you know what? You know, fine. If you want to score, then I'm fine with that too. Get the touchdown. You get the lead. Here's another idea.
Cover Davante Adams.
Cover Davante Adams.
Let me ask you this though.
Just put 2 guys on him and have them run around and follow him.
That's
they're
good.
going to throw to him every time. What are you doing?
Put George Kittle on him. Put Brandon Ayuk on him. It doesn't matter. Here, but let me ask you this. So let's say Mason Crosby misses that field goal, and then we're all cheering about how good the 49ers are. Are we going back to the previous Packers drive where they decided to kick it on 4th and 4 to make it a 6-point lead from the 20-yard line instead of going for it? Are we going to crucify them for not going for it again with Aaron Rodgers on 4th and 4 from the 20 to take what was a 3-point lead and try to milk the clock and make it more than that?
I mean, I don't think Kyle Shanahan was punting for 4th and 1 at midfield. So I mean,
and that's not quite as bad as what Florida in the NFC. I think by kicking a field goal on 4th and 4, you're making it so the 49ers have to score a touchdown. If you go for it and don't get it, then the 49ers just need a field goal, which changes the complexion of the game. So I feel
that's exactly what I said. I said that I don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo, but he came down and led a touchdown. And the analytics agree with you, Breech, because it was 79% from our buddy Ben Baldwin that kicking gives you the best chance to win. 76% win probability if you went for it on 4th and 4.
With field goal is the choice of analytics. Everything's coming up kicking.
I was watching
yay kickers.
Ryan and our buddy Jonathan, right from the podcast, Jonathan Jones on CBS Sports HQ with Eric Casilius. And JJ said at the end, he was like, Jimmy Garoppolo was making all the throws. Was he?
That last drive, I think, is what he meant.
He meant the last drive, but I feel like Jimmy was fine. I felt like it was more like George Kittle was like, I'm getting first downs. I'm getting open. I'm getting first downs.
Shanahan said after the game that he was happy the way he played with the way that
the Packers defense was really good in this game too.
But I'm with you. Like, I wasn't loving Jimmy G threw that interception. Shanahan said, that was a great play by the safety. He was and Ayuk dropped the ball in the first half. That annoyed me. I want him to play better. He's not playing better. Deebo Samuel's making medicine ball catches over the middle. I wasn't blown away with the way Jimmy G played, and that backwards fumble. That's like
unacceptable.
Where was this Packers defense the first 2 weeks? That I expected the 49ers to go up and down the field after the Packers get 38 points in New Orleans. They looked bad for 2.5 quarters against the Lions. It was just mind-blowing.
By the way, they're on their 3rd left tackle. The big concern was the Packers offensive line coming. That was not the issue. The issue was 49ers not being able to keep Jimmy G upright. He would look very uncomfortable in the pocket.
The big takeaway from this game is that the concern over the week 1 offseason hangover against the Saints is largely overblown and not an issue.
Well, like I said earlier, the difference between Big Ben and Aaron Rodgers, they both throw the ball in a half a second. Aaron Rodgers still throwing deep. Big Ben's not throwing it more than 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, and that's a huge difference when you're trying to stretch defenses.
And the Pittsburgh receivers are good, but they're not Davante Adams, who is just scorching cornerbacks.
Would you rather have Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, Juju Smith-Schuster, or Davante Adams?
Do I get Allen Lizard and
you get Lizard and
yes too?
Yeah, you get the
I'll
same.
I'll take the Packers guys.
I think so too.
Claypool's awesome. Deontay has too many drops. I mean, Adams is you just feed Adams over and over and over again. He was 7-1 for first touchdown. What are we doing? That's ridiculous.